The second to this story now, the DA has written to President Cyril Ramaphosa requesting him to authorize the Special Investigating Unit to probe Transnet Ports Authority CEO Mninawa Pepi Silinga. He's accused of irregularly appointing the Kaizer Development Corporation as an implementing agent for fencing upgrades at 3 of the major ports. SIU spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago is with us now for more on that story. Kaizer, good to have you. Thank you very much for your time. First and foremost, who's bringing this matter to you? Has the president signed the proclamation? Transnet bringing the matter to you? Who's bringing this matter to you to investigate?
Thank you very much, Thabo, and thank you to your viewers. What is happening now is we got this matter from SATAU towards the end of the year last year, and we are now getting this report now that the DA is also saying that they've written to the president. We are saying to the DA and any other person who's got information around this matter that they must then bring these matters to us. We are at this stage evaluating. There is no proclamation as yet, Thabo. We are evaluating this matter. We are checking whether whatever is brought to our attention is part of the proclamations that we are busy with. You know, we have been busy with a lot of investigation at Transnet, and now if it is part of that, then we'll be able to then proceed without delay. But if it is not, there are 2 options that are at play. We then either have to do a new proclamation or we have to extend the one that we have.
So what are the allegations brought by SATAU, and what is the scale of money that you're talking about?
Yeah, the allegations are dire, among other things, to indicate that the processes were not followed. Obviously, it is not about the individual. It is about the processes that were not followed in Transnet under the leadership that we are talking about. Therefore, in this particular instance, we have got to then get evidence, because at the present moment, for us to be able to evaluate, we've got to gather all the evidence that we have so that we are able to know whether there's something for us to investigate. And only then will we be able to do so. As we speak now at Thabo, our investigators are going through the documentation that were brought by SATAU, and we are waiting now that we are making this call not only to the DA but to anybody who has got this information that it might be helpful for us to proceed. And we are hoping that it is part of the proclamations that we are dealing with at Transnet at the moment, because if that is the case, it will move very quickly and we'll be able to deal with it. But also, we've been engaging with the chairperson of Transnet, and one of the things that we are going to do for them is lifestyle audits, and we'll have to do lifestyle audits for all the people that are involved in such transactions.
Yeah. Flouting of procurement processes, is that always an SIU matter, or is it something that can be investigated internally?
Yeah, it depends, because we are looking at maladministration that might be happening as part of what we do. And therefore, that will be part of the maladministration that we can investigate as the SIU. But we can only do it once we know that there is something to investigate. But we really look at the scale of work. Obviously, when they want us to investigate that, it means it's something that they need outside eyes to look into instead of having it in the internal processes. Yeah.
Why are you following this particular process in this instance where you are calling for people to bring evidence? Normally, well, I'm saying normally, let me say in the recent past, in instances of this nature, the SIU team just pounces on the offices, confiscates computers, gets all the evidence that they need themselves.
Yes, we do that, Thabo, only when the proclamation is there. We are at the evaluation stage. Each and every allegation that is brought to our attention, we take it through this evaluation process to make sure that we are sure that there's something that we need to investigate. And once that is established, we then ourselves write a proclamation that goes to the President with the Department of Justice. And that is the process that we follow with each and every allegation. Therefore, if we have got a proclamation and allegations come in, like in this case, allegations come in when we are already in Transnet with other matters. Therefore, we look at it is within those that the proclamations that we have, we can easily do what we just said and go in and get the documentation. But if it is not, we have to make sure that we regularize the process, because we do not want a situation where when we do take actions, then we are taken to court because the processes were not followed correctly.
So let's look at some of the allegations, that are being leveled. I don't know if it's early stage for you to say how bad it is looking now. The committee says, a committee was informed that the new total value of the scope of the work was changed from 76 to about 300 or so million. The committee was also not happy that the risks were listed without clear plans for mitigating them. A table of risk with mitigation to be included in the memorandum. The increase in the extra total costs in the ports of Durban, Richards Bay were aligned to the additional kilometers of fencing that cover the strategic areas. And when you listen to that kind of story, does it paint a picture of some kind of interference with the process, some irregularity?
That is what the allegation is saying. And obviously, we always mention that we do not want to preempt any investigation. And we take all these allegations very seriously, and we are going to go through them and make sure. Like I said, we have already started, as this matter was reported to us, not only now by DA, but also by SATAU. And therefore, we are taking it further to make sure that we follow. We take them as serious, and we will follow them to the letter. It is early stages for us to be saying there is wrong or there isn't wrong. We will have to do it in a manner that is fair and give all the people an opportunity to engage. And once that has happened and we have gathered all the information, we'll be in a position like we always do, come here and say, these are the outcomes that we found out of this investigation.
Kaizer Kganyago, as always, much appreciated. Thanks so much for coming on, speaking on behalf of the SIU.